My name is Phil Pallen. I'm a brand strategist, and this is my 100th YouTube video. I have learned a lot in a year and a half of posting regularly on this website, platform, search engine, whatever you want to call it. Today, I'm breaking down all of that so that you can learn even faster than me. This is only what you need to know. Welcome to my channel where I share practical advice to build your brand. Today I'm in Bogota, Colombia, and I'm really excited for this video. I can't believe that I've posted consistently on YouTube for well over a year. YouTube started as a fun experiment for me just to get my name out there as a reliable expert related to topics that I'm passionate about and are a part of my business, like personal branding, Instagram, email marketing, design, travel, and more. Now YouTube is an income stream for me. I posted this recently on Instagram, and I'll link to it below, where I reflected on my business 2 years ago and now. In 2019, I had one income stream, branding services. Now I have four, and the newest one is sponsored content and ad revenue from right here, YouTube. Now I share this not to brag, but to hopefully inspire you if you're thinking of starting a channel. My growth is still small, and comments like this and this inspire me. And remember, I just started very recently, and you can too. So let's dive right into it. What I've learned in over a year of posting on YouTube. I've learned a lot, and I'm breaking it down into 10 actionable items, and I'll move through them quickly. Here we go. Lesson number 1. YouTube is a search engine. It's more of a search engine than it is a social media platform. And why is this an important lesson? Because if you keep this in mind, you're more likely to create content that positions you for discovery and growth. My best performing videos solve a problem for people. Of course, I create content that I'm excited and passionate about, but that can't be the only driving factor behind what I create. YouTube isn't going to be overly inspiring for me if I don't see interest or traction in my content. So be clear on what people need by taking the time to research and experiment and offer your perspective on those topics. In fact, I'm not completely passionate about every topic that I tackle here on YouTube, but I know that if there's need and an interest in a particular topic, I will take the time to research it and become informed if I don't already know, and I can share that right here with you. So lesson number 1, remember this is a search engine. You are competing against other creators for attention of viewers and users. But if you focus on satisfying a need for your audience, like providing the answer to a question that someone is typing into Google, you're more likely to grow and succeed. Lesson number 2, strong calls to action can convert people off YouTube. I mean, growth on YouTube is great. At the time of recording this video, I'm coming up on 8,000 subscribers. Obviously, I'm happy with that, but I'm even happier about the thousands of people that have signed up for my email newsletter and followed me on Instagram too. One of my best performing YouTube videos recently, 3 free apps for content creation. I'm going to link to it over here. That has a freebie, my 100 Evergreen Content Ideas PDF, hyperlinked in the first line of the description of that video, and I'll link to that below as well. This description hyperlink has single-handedly sent over 6,000 people and counting to my email newsletter, and I can't even track how many followers on Instagram. But all of this to say, your efforts on YouTube will reward you in other ways besides views and subscribers. Always keep in mind how you can entice people to interact with you in other ways besides just functionality here on YouTube. Strong calls to action that can convert off YouTube. That's lesson number 2. Lesson number 3, after posting 100 YouTube videos, well, this lesson is this. You never know what's going to take off and when. Listen, I'm a pretty experienced content creator on platforms like Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, and others, but I've learned that YouTube is totally different. How so? Well, when you're a small creator like me, it's hard to know when a video will take off. For me at least, it's rarely right after hitting publish on a video. There's been one exception to that. Last year I published a video about Instagram's latest updates, and that did well right away. But normally I see a video pick up substantially in views approximately 2 to 3 months after posting it. This is totally different than other platforms like Instagram, where your content really only has a lifespan of a few days. And I love this about YouTube. How cool that videos that I made a year ago are still useful and enticing for people today. This underscores the importance of creating content that is evergreen, not particularly time sensitive, so someone could watch it a year later and still gain value. And of course, some of my videos I thought were great. I thought they were going to perform well. They didn't. And other times, videos I thought of, topics like last minute, or I wrote them quickly, those have done exceptionally well, usually months after posting them. That's just how it goes. You never know if and when your content will perform well, and that's part of the fun and the challenge of YouTube. Lesson number 4, YouTube starts as an investment, but it can quickly become an income stream. I mentioned this at the top of the video to entice you to keep watching, and I'll expand on it here. I'm proud to say that now, even as a small creator, I earn more money from YouTube than I spend on it, from sponsored content and from ad revenue. That was not always the case, particularly in the beginning. I always plan my video topics and I write them, my own scripts, but because I'm running a branding agency day to day, I have a team in place to help me with everything needed before hitting publish on a video. Javi helps me shoot and edit the videos we make. Miner helps me optimize the videos for search and hyperlinks and strategize for SEO. And Ton designs my thumbnails that you see before you click on these videos. Now, my expenses are related entirely to hiring a team, and the odd time I have to invest in equipment, but I keep things pretty simple: a camera, a teleprompter, an iPad, and a basic microphone here so that you can hear me. Now, if you want to see my full digital nomad video setup, I talk about that in another video. You can check out that video I have. I will link to it over here. My point is that YouTube will cost more than you'll likely earn, at least at the start, but stick with it. Stick with it. I am proof that it pays off. It can align with your business goals fairly quickly. Now, lesson number 5. Get to the point. You have to get to the point early. If you talk too much, particularly at the beginning of a video, people might complain or they'll definitely drop off quickly. I've learned this the hard way, creating videos with awesome content, but I made the mistake of talking too much in the beginning and people don't stick around. So here's the format that works well for me now. Grab their attention right off the top with a promise on what you'll deliver in one sentence. State why they should stick around. After a quick intro clip, deliver your first point quickly. Interweave a relevant call to action when it makes sense in the context of the video, not off the top because people want answers before they want to be promoted to or sold to. That's the formula I follow, and I still constantly remind myself, get to the point while I'm writing a script, and it definitely helps. Moving right along. Lesson number 6, don't start if you can't commit to being consistent. If I can say that one lesson is the most important, it would be this one. A special shout out to Miner, who I mentioned earlier. He is my accountability partner, and he simply won't accept if I miss a week posting. Listen, I get it. Things come up and life gets busy, but if you start YouTube and you want to have success with it, you cannot stop. You cannot skip weeks because you're busy. While there's no concrete proof on this, I firmly believe that YouTube's algorithm will show you love when you show up consistently. I post at least one video a week, no exceptions, and it works very well for me. Some months I post 2 videos per week, which has accelerated my growth further. If you commit, keep up that commitment. Next. Lesson 7, repurpose content for scripts. Repurposing is key. Repurposing simply means taking an existing piece of content, something already created or written, and adjusting it slightly for that medium. And I'll give you an example. One of the first times I repurposed a blog post about writing a LinkedIn summary, almost word for word, it's become one of my most successful videos about LinkedIn. And I'll link to it somewhere over here. It's amazing how this works. For example, in this video about LinkedIn, I read almost word for word from a blog post written 1 year prior. It took me less than 20 minutes to turn this existing blog post into a video script, and that's what I mean by repurposing. I definitely recommend you try doing the same. Let's keep going. Lesson number 8, don't try and do all of this yourself. If you're starting out, you might have to. You might not be in a position to be able to hire people to help, but work towards being in a position to have others help you. I wouldn't be able to publish weekly if I had to do everything myself, video editing, thumbnail artwork, etc. If you can't hire people to help, maybe you can start to do a trade somehow. You help them with your skill set, they help you with theirs, and everyone is happy. Lesson number 9, you can't be paralyzed by perfection. Oh boy, have I learned this the hard way. It's tempting to be paralyzed by perfection, hesitant to film a video or click publish because your face is there and it's not perfect. But you can't. It's tough given YouTube is such a visual medium. There are so many videos where my face looks greasy, the lighting isn't consistent like right now, my hair is out of place, my shirt doesn't look good, the list goes on. But the show must go on. You have to keep creating, publishing, showing up on your audience's radar to be able to grow. You can't be paralyzed by perfection. Finally, we've arrived at my final lesson in publishing 100 YouTube videos over the last year and a half. Lesson number 10, it's fun and it's really rewarding. That's it. Maybe it's not a lesson, but a realization, and one that keeps me publishing consistently. I enjoy creating content on YouTube. I enjoy interacting with people in the comments, people who take the time to leave thoughtful, positive things down there. You have to just stick with it, and it will start to pay dividends. My tip, have a business goal, not just become well-known or become famous or grow lots of subscribers. For example, you want to create a new passive income stream through sponsored content. That is a great business goal, and it's one of mine. It probably won't happen overnight, but if you persevere, it will. Keep going, keep going, keep going. So there you have it, my 10 takeaways or lessons from posting over 100 videos in the past year and a half on YouTube. A huge thank you to all of you for watching, subscribing, and being along for the ride. And a little gift for you, I'm linking to my new freebie, my branding checklist for new businesses. That's down below. If you've got any lingering questions about YouTube, post them below. Let's keep the conversation going on down there, and I respond to those comments personally. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which I work very hard to create for you, and subscribe for more videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Next, I'm sharing through a few videos you may not have seen yet that you might be interested in. I'm Phil Pallen. Thanks for watching, and those videos are coming up next.